Well, good morning. Welcome to Chasing Chunks TV. I'm Johnny Tosh and welcome to Bowling for Carp 14. Great to be on the banks down here once again after a long period away. The last proper session I did down here was back in October last year, and it's great to be back once again. Now, you join me on the Thursday before the Good Friday bank holiday, and I've managed to book a day off work to get down here to do a little bit of fishing for this Bowling for Carp series. Now, because it's going to be bank holiday, I'm expecting it to be a little bit busy over that period, and me getting down this morning at first light to try and find fish is going to hopefully pay off. Obviously, my opportunities to move will greatly deplenish as the other anglers turn up and the other anglers get into the likely areas. And me putting a little bit of groundwork in this morning, looking around the lake, getting the binoculars out, looking where these fish are. I'm hoping that's going to pay off. However, these fish don't give themselves up very easy, they don't show very much, so I'm hoping and praying that I'm going to see something for me to move on to. But I've probably got an hour and a half before I'm told that other anglers are going to be turning up, so I might have to go with gut instincts on what was going on last year. The island bank was doing the business at this time last year. We did have a little bit more of a higher temperatures last year, but you know, we are expected to have some good sunshine coming in. This being a shallow bank, you know, I'm hoping that then these fish may respond to the weather conditions and get down on this bank in the warmer water. We've got a easterly wind pushing down the other end of the lake. However, there's a couple of guys already down there plotted up, and they are on the wind down there, so they're either going to be there or they're going to be here. So I can't get down there, so I've got to be down here at this end of the lake, or on the man bank on the back end of the wind down to the left of me. The only way I'm going to be able to find where to go is to keep these eyes peeled and hopefully have something to move on by seeing a fish. If not, then I'll see down on the man bank, round by the reeds, swim all round by the pines, which is just down to the right hand side of the island, the first island swim that you come to. So if you like these type of videos, don't forget to subscribe. In one of these corners, a little red button, click on that, confirm, and keep up to date as and when I upload these type of videos. Also, there's a bell icon underneath that nobody actually knows what it does, but apparently it emails you when I upload videos. So click on that if you want an email to let you know as and when I upload videos onto YouTube. So time is of the essence, and I better get fish spotting, better get walking the banks, try and find these fish before other anglers turn up. So I'll catch you a little bit later once I'm set up, once I've got the bivvy up and I'm starting to get the rods in. Ta-da. Right, well, I'm just down on the man bank on the back end of the wind, and I'm just in the swim about 3 swims up from the boathouse, which you can probably just see down here on the man bank. And for some reason, whether it's gut instinct, I am feeling this swim. Not seeing anything yet as before, but it does feel a lot more pleasant here than it does over on the island swim. Not big casting here. I'll probably be out probably just before that buoy, if you can see it, and it's probably about 60 to 70 yards out there. But yeah, this is a real contender for a swim, and I am pretty liking it over here, to be fair. It's a bit of a pain to get to, I've got to be honest, but I've got my power porter now, so it should make getting up the bank just down to the right hand side. You've got to go up vertical to get your gear up that bank to get onto the man bank a little bit more easier. Right, I'm going to stop on top of the bank, see whether I can see anything. Oh, it is a little bit of a strain to get up here, to be fair, but you got to do what you got to do, and if you get in the gut instinct, you got to go with it. There's only you to blame, now, isn't there? Right, catch you a little bit later. Ta-da. Well, good afternoon, 1:30. We have finally got the rods out. After messing about this morning trying to find and locate fish, unfortunately didn't get to see absolutely anything as normal. So I decided to opt and fish the man bank. Why? Basically, there's somebody on the front of the wind on the opposite bank. So the only other option where these fish may be is on the back of the wind. I could have fished over on the island swim, however I knew there was a couple of guys that was turning up to have a social with a guy that was already in the island swim, so we would have had 12 lines over on that bank, and it really wasn't what I wanted to do for this session. I wanted to get out of the way, I wanted to put out a couple of rods and kick back and relax. So I've kept away from everybody else, and I've got my own little bit of water out in front of me. To be fair, when I say a little bit of water, there is a lot of water it commands over on this swim, so fingers crossed something will turn up. I have seen, however, quite a few fish. However, they're about 100 yards at the back end of where I'm fishing, right tight on that island. There's been some right hippos that I've been watching come out and show themselves, but unfortunately there is no way that I can fish to them, and they bloody well know that, don't they? So I'm going to kick back for the afternoon. I'm going to relax and chill out for the remainder of the session. The third rod, I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing with that at the moment, because while I've been sat here, I've watched two commons just swim past me right in the margins. They're up in the layers. Obviously the air pressure is pretty high at the moment, so it's brought them fish up in the water layers, and I watched them fish just graze past. However, I'm thinking about putting a rod in the marginal area, because if them fish are patrolling in the upper layers, when that pressure drops tonight and that golden time of first thing in the morning and the pressure is down, I can guarantee them fish will be patrolling in the depths on the same lines as what they do patrol when they're on the upper layers. So they've given themselves away a little bit, so I'm going to put a little bit of spreader baits out in that marginal area, and I'm going to put my third rod out, a couple of rod lengths out in front of this swim. So it's cup of tea time, it's chill out time, and let's see what comes to these rods. I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes, and looking forward to kicking back, relaxing down here on the Bowl Syndicate. Right, I'm absolutely knackered, so probably have an afternoon snooze. Catch you later. Well, 5 o'clock. Unfortunately, today has been really slow, and I thought I'd pick the camera up, log off now, because I've got one of my friends coming down, and no doubt he'll be chatting to me for most of the evening. So I'd rather get this finished off and log off for the evening. Not a lot's happened today. Bowling for Carp 14 has started pretty slow. I've had really nothing to report. I've seen no fish apart from on the island swim where they've just been lumping out. But what is the point of that, because they ain't anywhere near my rods or anywhere near where I'm fishing. The lake, as predicted, is starting to fill up. There's carp anglers now on every single bank. The only bank that's just got little old me on, and Lonely John, and this is the only bank where there's just me fishing. So did I get the choice right? I think I did, until I find out what's come out during the night. Then we will wait and see. There is a possibility that I can move tomorrow afternoon, because the guys that are on the prevailing wind over at the bottom of the M6 bank are pushing off tomorrow afternoon. So there is a possibility that I can move down there if they've been successful throughout the night. But I'm pretty pleased with my swim choice. As I said, you know, this lake doesn't give you very much feedback, so I can't even say that I'm on the fish, and I only come in here as a little bit of a potluck. So hopefully I'll pick the camera up tonight and video a fish. If not, we'll pick it up in the morning and see where we are then. So from me to you, good night, and I will see you very shortly. Ta-da, good night. Well, good morning, carpers. 6 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, nothing come to these rods last night, and it was pretty quiet. I've been up for about half an hour, an hour this morning just watching these fish smash out on the island. However, a little bit of an encouragement that I've seen a few fish push towards me in between the buoy and the island, so hopefully they just need to push another 50 yards this way towards me and I'll be in contact with my baited area. Not too sure whether anybody else has had anything. I've had a little scan around with my binoculars this morning. Everybody on the island swim was zipped up. However, I don't know about the guys on the opposite bank. Maybe a case that when I reel in this afternoon, I'm going to have a think about what I'm going to be doing, change tactics, and I may have to put one rod long out into the area where I've been seeing them showing, with the anticipation of picking them up tomorrow morning. It is a little bit of a problem with that buoy, however I think I can get over the top of them if I'll get a pick up. If I walk up to the top of this bank, keep my rod high, then it should be able to lift over the top of the buoy if I get a fish. Or if the sailing club are on later, I might have a quiet word and ask them to move it. Just send another fish show out, and it is bloody frustrating. And I know that I can't get anywhere near them. Right, as ever, the tea's on. I'm waiting for my good friend Andy to turn up. I think he's going to drop in next to me, and we'll have a little bit of a social. Not going to move. I think I'm in the right area. There's definitely more activity this side of the island rather than down by the island swim to the right hand side of the swim. They're definitely in front of here, however at the back. So I'll catch you a little bit later. Time to chill out for the morning, wait for this pipe time to pass, and I will catch you a little later on. Right, well, you join Adam Biddle on the PA water, which is located at the back of the bowl. I've just heard his rods rip off, so take a bow, sir, because you're on Chasing Chunks TV. Common. Looked it. Well, the common or fully scaled. Get her out, do the graphs. Skills.
Thank you.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Well, the lad is smashing it. Down into another fish. Fair play to him. got the tactics right, you're reaping the rewards. Well, bite time is coming to an end, 10 o'clock, and the only fish to grace the nets is by Adam. Fair play to him, he's properly smashing them out on the PA water. Other reports in that no fish have come out, so he's pretty quiet on air. How two waters can be so different is mind-boggling, isn't it? There is a few more fish in the PA, however, than in here, but you would still think that it would start to respond at the same sort of time as this upper lake. Weather's looking good. Still got that easterly wind on. We're still at the back of the wind, and the only real fish I've seen this morning was towards this side of the island. Obviously I can't see the other side of the island, but there was a lot of fish showing over this way. Rod's still out on the baited area. Probably within the next hour and a half, I'll reel in and go and have a walk around. We'll see how the lads are over on the opposite bank, see how they've done. But yeah, all good. I'm going to probably top up the baited area a little bit later, and just something that I have noticed over here, by the way, is I'm going to put backleads on a little bit later, because looking from above down onto my lines, there is quite a lot of debris that they've picked up, and it stands out like a sore thumb. I'm sure by the time it gets down to the baited area, you know, it's pinned to the ground, but it still looks a little bit unpleasant, you know, if that's going to be picked up by the contours of the lake going out to the baited area, then maybe then fish are seeing the line. So if I can get everything pinned down before it actually gets to the baited area, then I know that, you know, that line is going to be planted on the lake bed. Right, catch you a little bit later. As I said earlier, my good friend Andy's going to join me in the next swim today, and all's good. Quite a few of the guys from the Chasing Chunks group are on the lake. Adam and another couple of guys down to my right hand side are on the group, and I've been having a good chat to them. So if they get any other fish, then I will record them, because it is all about the group effort. Right, bye bye, see you later. Time to chill, time for a cup of tea. You fancy a toss tutorial? He's just saying number one. Yeah. Oh, hold on, the disabled bit's coming out. Aye. And as ever there's a problem, it's always got to bring out the disabled thing out there. And if you can get this one on the swim, right, you might get a chance of these fish coming in and feeding on our spots. Come on, land. To be fair, that ain't bad for a cripple. When I put this on YouTube, it'll take me off for discrimination.
You got my permission.
Scutchio! It is absolutely boiling outside that bivvy. To be fair, it's pretty bad in here as well. However, the little bit of shade that I've got is making it a little bit more bearable. It's 4 o'clock and the rods have been out for probably a couple of hours while I've been out round, had a mooch around, seen what's doing, and let me tell you, not a lot has happened. No fish have been out, and it is pretty quiet indeed. So I'm going to get these rods out and they will stop in the drink for the remainder of the session. I'm going to top up my swim as well, and then I'll sit back and see what it does. Hopefully a little bit of heat that we're having, sunshine, has got these fish moving about, and once they're moving about then they're going to have to refuel a little bit later, so hopefully they may get the reds down tonight. I said that yesterday, didn't I, and nothing come, so so let's just see what happens anyway. And I'm going to chill out with Andy, who's come next door, and I've got a beer in there, so I'm going to have a beer tonight as well, and generally enjoy my carp fishing. Right, let's get these rods out, let's get a bit of bait over the top of it, and it's time to rock. See you in a bit. Well guys, 7 o'clock, that's my view for the evening, and it's absolutely stunning down here. Gonna go into dark tonight, and gonna chill out with Andy and have a little bit of a social. We've already had a can together, watching the water. Couldn't have asked for a better TV on the evening. Still seeing fish round the island. I am going to have a move tomorrow if I don't pick up a fish from here. I think I'm going to go down to the opposite corner over on the M6 bank and try my luck down there if I've not had a fish. Not going to stop here on the baited area. If it's simply not coming into this area at all, then there's no point me stopping. Maybe go and have a look over there and see whether that wind pushing in onto that corner bank is driving a few fish down there. So I will see you either in the night, first thing in the morning, and we're going to sit back, chill out and enjoy the view. Good night, speak to you shortly. Well, morning has broken. You join me on the Saturday morning. Unfortunately, last night was uneventful once again, and we've got to make that decision whether to move today or whether to stay on the baited spots with the hope that them fish will turn up. There was a fish come out, however, on the boards last night. So that's a little bit of hope that they're starting to get on the feed, but definitely giving me something to think about. Andy's stopping on, so if we do move, we'll move down together down that corner and continue our social. But I don't think I've ever blanked for this amount of time before on here, so yeah, definitely making me think about what I'm doing, which is good, to be fair, because what you're thinking, you're overcoming. If you're overcoming, then you will catch fish. Right, I'll catch you a little bit later. I'll continue with this brew. Start to pack up. I am going off the pool today, and I'll go and pick up some bits and pieces, so I can continue living on the bank. Right, ta-da. Well, just getting the rods in because we are having a move. Me and Andy are going over to the A5 bank. There was a fish caught from over there yesterday, and the guy in the swamp next door, he lost one at around about 8 o'clock. So nothing's gone on here for 48 hours. I've sat on that baited area. If they're not here, then we've got to go and try and find them and get on them, and with that bank doing a couple of bites, then we've got to go after them. So I'll see you on the bank of the board swim where I'm going to be fishing, and he's going to be fishing the swamp because he's got his waders with him, and you require waders to fish that swim. So we'll see you around there, and I'll catch you a little bit later. Time to move. Bish bash bosh, we are on the A5 bank. I'm in the board swim and Andy's in the swamp. What a mission it was to get down here, because that track is so narrow, so uneven, and having a barrel load of kit, it really did make it hard work. So I'm hoping our efforts to get over here are going to be paid off later on this evening. I'm not going to put my rods out till later on this afternoon. I am going to get off home and pick up a few bits and pieces for the remainder of the trip. But yeah, we've already seen fish. I've seen a few fish just graze past just in front of the swim, and there is a few fish out in front of me at the moment, and Andy, to be fair. So fingers crossed it'll come good. So I'll pick the camera up later as I'm putting these rods out, and we will continue on with the trip out. Happy days. See you later. Bye bye. Well, we've got 24 hours to make the difference and stop the bank holiday blank from happening. While we are waiting, I wanted to show you this smart little product that was sent over to me by an eBay seller. Basically, if you've had any dealings with using your TX Pro receiver on your bivvy table, you'll know it doesn't take very much to knock it over due to its stability. However, this guy has come up with the idea to design a stand. Basically, what this does is fits inside this little bit of a stand, which gives you extra durability on your bivvy table. You're not going to knock that over. It's pretty secure, works well. It's also got a hole in there to allow the speaker to work while it's placed inside this stand. We've also got a drain plug, and it works well and does exactly as it says that it was going to do. So, RX Pro receiver stand, you can buy these on eBay, and they're pretty cheap, so they're not expensive at all. I will leave the link in the description below to where you can go on eBay and go and purchase one of these if you fancy it. But yeah, great idea, works well, does the job. Ta-da. Well, good afternoon. You join me on the boards, and this is the swim that done the one fish yesterday, and there was a fish lost yesterday next door where Andy is. Why have we come round here? Basically because of that. No other reason. You've got to follow these fish, and if fish are coming out at a certain area of the lake, then me and Andy sitting on the man bank over there with now fish in front of us ain't the one. I think a 25-pound mirror come out at the opposite end over there off the top this afternoon when I was away because my car had broke down. I did want to get back and flick out some mixers, but by the time I got back the pressure was starting to drop and I didn't see much out in front of this lake, in front of this swim, sorry. It's a lovely carpy swim, and oh dear, but yeah, we've got a great view out into the central body of the lake. We did see quite a few fish this morning out here and towards the back end of the island over there. Ain't nobody going to reach that from this swim. It's about 250 yards. But I'm trying to keep these coots off me. I keep diving on my spot and I keep waving a spot around in the air to try and get rid of them. And in fact, yeah, there it is now, just come up a little git. But yeah, I'm trying to keep them off. I hope they don't pick me up before this evening, because I really want to keep them rods in situ. They went out bang on the button, and 2 rods have gone out on a baited area and another little yellow pop-up just off it. We've got 24 hours to break the blank, and if we don't, then we are bank holiday blankers, me and Andy. But it ain't as if we've tried getting our batters round from where we was round to here. It was an absolute nightmare. So we have definitely put the effort in, and we definitely should have the rewards. So I won't update again until either the night when I pick up a fish or first thing in the morning. I'll leave you with some views of the swim, because it is really carpy, isn't it? And for now, good night. Hopefully see you very soon. Well, unfortunately, this bank holiday trip and volume 14 must come to an end. However, I've had a great time down here, had a great social with Andy, caught up, had some laughs on the bank, and plenty of bankside banter. Though no fish turned up for the cameras, we did see a few from the guy off on the PA water, and that young lad caught 6 in the end, and they was all absolute stunners. So well done him, and well done to on capturing them lovely fish. Another Chasing Chunks group member. If you're not a member of that, just then come on over and come and share your captures with like-minded carp anglers. So hope I've showed that carp fishing can be difficult at times, and blanking is part of carp fishing fact. If you're not blanking, you're not carp fishing. Said it time and time before. You keep going through them blanks and you become a better carp angler. I always take something away from my time down here, and I just take a little bit of learning. Maybe there's a few things that I could have changed that maybe got me a fish or two, but that time has passed. I'll learn from that, and maybe the next time when I'm on these boards here, I will change it up and get a result. That is how you become a better carp angler. Evolve, make changes, learn, and you will bag fish. So hope you've enjoyed this video. If you hit the subscribe button in the corner, one of these corners, then that will subscribe to my channel. Just underneath there is a bell icon as well. hit that and you'll get notifications as and when I upload my carp videos. So it's time to end this. So it's a bish bash bosh, keep it tosh, wet nets, tight lines. See you on my next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.